Today we are going to be removing the SRS or airbag module out of this 2015 Honda Fit. The reason why we're removing it is because the car was in a crash and the module was never unlocked. So our airbag light is staying on. And I used the scan tool and I got a code 8481, which is about the module not being able to communicate, and I've diagnosed it down to the module was never unlocked because once it detects a crash it locks up. So I need to remove it and then take it out and send it out to get unlocked, as I don't have the equipment for that. The first thing you want to do, since we're working with the airbags, is to disconnect the battery, as removing the module may, send a signal to an airbag and it may pop, and you really don't want that. So that's the first thing you need to do. So to start removing the center console, you have a clip right here that you unscrew, and it's the same thing on the other side. And if you're unscrewing it and it doesn't come out, then you'll just have to get behind it and pry it out as it's broken. This is what the clip looks like. As you can see, it's just a screw. What I had to do was hold my finger on this outer ring while unscrewing this, because if not, the whole thing will just spin. But this is what it looks like. And then exact same place on the other side and exact same clip. Alright, so now once you remove those two clips, you want to come over here and you just pull up this handbrake cover. Then you want to come over here and you have a screw right in that hole. You can see it. You want to remove that, and this whole trim piece will just come right out. What you want to do is, once you remove that screw, just put your finger in the hole, and then, as you can see, it just comes right out. Now you can remove this if you want. There's just the clips, but what you need is that top screw. You need to unscrew it, and that's the only thing we need back here. Okay, so now we're in the back and we have this cover. I'm gonna use this little plastic trim tool. You just want to come on the bottom and then pull out, and there it goes. The trim piece pops off. Then you have two screws you need to remove, and then you also have two connectors you need to remove. This one over here, there's a little thing in the back that you push down, this right here, and then it unclips it. And then same thing for this other one. Okay, so we're back at the front, and I removed the little panel right here. I also needed to remove the cup holder, which was just the screw right below it, and then there was a little spot that you just stick a screwdriver in and it will pop right out. Now, since mine is the automatic, the way I had to remove this low piece, it has a notch, and then as you can see, it will just pop out from around the trim. So now it's ready to just be fully removed. Well, as you can see, it is out. Now would be a good time to vacuum all the dirt and grime up under here. One thing I had to do was put the car in neutral, and since I had already taken the battery out, what I did was stick a screwdriver right down here, push it down, and it will unlock it so you can throw it back. So make sure you have the handbrake on and wheel chocks so the car doesn't just roll away. Now, if you can see that yellow connector back there, this right here is the SRS module or the airbag module. The only thing we have left is to remove this piece right here, which is like that. I just push down on the ear and this side pops up. So now you have 2 bolts on this side, and then there is 1 bolt on this side. There you go, you can see it now. And you also have these connectors that you pull these 2 tabs out, and then you can pull the connectors out. Now you want to make sure that the car has lost voltage for around safely for 10-15 minutes. But as we have to remove the center console to do it, then this should be good to unplug, as if you unplug it with voltage still in it, that would be a bad time, as the airbags could accidentally go off and you're inside the vehicle with the airbags, so that won't be a good time. Okay, so I got all the clips and screws removed, but I was actually wrong. These are not screws. These are the star screws, I guess you could say. They're a T30. So you'll need a T30 to remove them. If you don't have this, then you'll have to go somewhere and try to find them. So now the module is just free to come out, and that's it. That's how you get to the module. Now everything else is just the reverse. So I gotta send this off to get unlocked and then put everything back together. Okay, so I have the module back from the repair company. It looks exactly the same because all they did was plug into it and then clear out all the data to activate it again. So now everything is the opposite. I'll just put this back where it goes. Grab the T30 screws, put it back, and then put back all the center console. So I'll come back once I do all that. All right, as you can see, the car is all put back together. Everything's buttoned up. I plugged back in the battery, and as you can see, the code is still there. So I got my scan tool out, and this is all the systems. And now I'm gonna do a all code scan and then let it do its course. All right, so as you can see, it's done doing its thing. And for safety, we have 6 codes. So this is the original code that we were getting, 84-81, wrong combination with SRS unit. And I learned that the car was in a crash. And once it's in a crash, the airbag module locks, so you'll have to reset it. But the person before us never did that. So that's why I had taken out the module and sent it away. Now we also have a SRS code, which is just the impact sensors. But since the car didn't have the module and it was still being driven, that's what happened. And then EPS, system malfunction, just because, you know, the battery has been disconnected. So going to clear all DCTs, and then what I'll have to do next is go in and see if I need to reprogram the system to show that there is another thing in there. All right, so I'm just going to do an airbag reset. As you can see, now I just have to do all those things. Since the airbag module is out, I'm just going to do this just to be sure. Well, I've driven the car around, see if everything's back together, and the airbag light is gone. I also read all the codes after, and everything is green. No codes appeared, so the car is good to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. And if you need any help or have any questions, make sure to comment down below, and I'll try to help you as best as I can. See you next time.